Happy Saturday to everyone. Good to see everybody today. We got a nice slate of activities set up for today. I'm looking forward to it. Let's say hi to Lamont in P1, Berube in P2. Great to see you guys. Thank you for hopping in early. We'll have to see who ends up P3, P4. The spots are open. So let us know you're here, and then there's a podium spot available for you. So let us know. But before we do that, let's go ahead and give the lay of the land for today. What we're planning is as far as for our Saturday. So we do have a Learn with Lead coaching session scheduled for today. Looking forward to introducing our guest momentarily. After a couple hours of doing the coaching, or a little less than that, we'll also be watching our guest do a race today. One of the things he talked about in the midweek check-in was just how it seems to be really difficult in race, and how to deal with the traffic and deal with the people. So that's something that we're going to look at as part of this session as well. And then after the session's all over, I'll probably get in a couple races myself, just to have fun, because I do enjoy Dragon Trail. And I do want a little bit of redemption, because, man, Tuesday started out so great. Second half was just awful, and I want a better taste in my mouth afterwards. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that's the plan there. So let's, without any more delay, let's go ahead and bring in our guest. Let's see here. Hold on. Right thing here. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Mr. Kaos, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, Mr. Led. Hello, chat. Happy Saturday to everybody.
Happy Saturday, indeed. Great to have you here, man. Appreciate you reaching out a couple months back now. And getting this session scheduled up. So glad to have you here today. Finally, it does take a while right now, doesn't it, to get on with us? I know the waiting list. I think when you asked for a
like
session,
almost 2 months out when I asked for it.
yeah, and that's when I had multiple people doubling up on Saturdays, trying to make sure we didn't fall too far behind, basically. So. But it's good to get you on now, and it's kind of a cool combo that we get to work on here. So that's all right. How has Dragon Trail been treating you this week so far?
Kind of hit it. I started off decent, and I just kind of haven't been doing that great since. Initially Monday I was able to hit a 47.47.
Yeah.
And then I hadn't been able to get close to that until yesterday, and I was able to get a 47.43.
Okay, knocked a tenth off. Okay.
So that's kind of where I'm plateauing at.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Well, we'll certainly evaluate all of that here in a little bit. But before we actually start the coaching session, we really do enjoy doing a little bit of interview and get to know our guests. So you have a slew of names. We'll start there, I think, because we know you in YouTube as Josh Middleton, which I believe you said is your real name, right? And
Yes.
then we know you in PlayStation as Evo STI, and then after that we know you here in GT7 as Kaos, right?
Yes.
So what's the deal behind the YouTube name, or not? Well, the new YouTube name I think is self-explanatory, but the PlayStation name or the GT7 name.
Well, my PlayStation name, that was, heck, when I first got a PlayStation. And at that time, I was big into, or I was actually trying to get either a Lancer Evo or AWRX STI. So my mindset was, ooh, Evo STI.
Evo or STI. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Um.
And this is back in the 90s, I'm guessing?
Oh, this is back late '90s, early 2000s.
They had some pretty sweet commercials on the Lancers back then. I remember.
Oh,
I kind of drooled on myself a little bit looking at the Lancers back then. They were pretty
oh.
sweet cars.
Well, back in that day, that's when the Evo 8 was out, and that was the
Yes.
baddest Evo they made.
That was, yeah, that thing was something else. Still is, if you can get your hands on one. So that represents a couple of your quote unquote dream cars, then, huh? Looking, trying to, but
They
it never.
used to. They used to be. Now, if I had a dream car, if I could get one now, it'd be a GTR 34.
Yeah, that's all right too. R34, shoot, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Hey there, BL. Good to see you. BL gets P3. Excellent. Podium Energy. Very cool. Okay, and then how about Chaos? We got Chaos with a 0 in
And K.
with an, and a
Well,
K. Yeah.
the spelling is because I want to be all. I try to be creative, but the nickname I got. I used to ride motorcycles, and I was a pretty chaotic rider, hence I got into a motorcycle accident back 2010. And my friends just started calling me Chaos on Wheels.
Chaos on Wheels. Wow. Yeah, you were pretty adventurous on the motorcycle, weren't you?
I was. I honestly say I was probably one of the riders that sport bike riders a bad name.
Oh shoot, that's not so great.
No, I banned my bike rarely stayed under one. It was usually over 100, but not really under 150.
Mm-hmm.
It was-
That's fast.
my accident was 2 days after my 30th birthday in Fort Lauderdale.
Mm.
I impacted the SUV he was merging on. It kind of two wrongs didn't make a right.
Yeah.
He was doing wrong, I was doing wrong. He didn't see me, I didn't see him, and I impacted the rear of him doing about 142 miles an hour.
Wow.
And it took. When you ride motorcycles,
Mm-hmm.
expect it to happen, and you hope for the best. But it's a learning lesson.
Yeah, it's wild.
Would I ever go that fast again if I get a bike? No. Well, yes, but in a proper place.
Yeah, yeah. In a proper place, right?
Not in downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Gotcha. Right. Right. Now, Fort Lauderdale, is that where you are now, or are you in a different
No,
location?
that's where I grew up. I currently live in Minnesota.
In where, sorry?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Very nice. My wife is from Wisconsin. So
Okay.
I get
Cheesehead.
she's a cheesehead, yeah. I get a lot of the Midwest vibes. I lived in Wisconsin as well for about 7 years. So
Okay.
it's good stuff. Yeah, BL listening in. She says Chaos is lucky to be alive. Yeah, it's for sure. HD Rider
Very
and
much
Yost,
so.
great to see you guys. Appreciate you hopping in, saying hi. Yeah, so I have to imagine. I think you told me back on Thursday. You said that kind of woke you up, and you had a long rehab from that. But there was something else, a certain individual, certain person that came into your life as well that sort of made you really second guess the wildness and how crazy you would get.
Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear my daughter in the background, or those squeaks here and there, but the moment she was born, every decision process I had in my mind completely changed.
Yeah.
And then to add to that, her mother passed away a couple of years ago, so I'm her only. I'm everything she's got. So
Yeah.
every decision I make now has an asterisk with her in front of it.
Right. Right. No, it's true, isn't it? It's when you're single or even, to a degree perhaps when you're married, there's not there's responsibility, right? But a lot of it just impacts you.
Yes.
But now you have this little life to take care of, right? And suddenly the weight of that is pretty astounding. There's no doubt about it.
Especially, say to this, especially trying to raise a girl in today's society, and not being a lot of role models for young girls to look up to is
Sure.
very hard.
Right. And you just, by nature, you're not a girl. And so there's not there's that element too of it. I have two boys and two girls, and I do find that I relate way more to the boys in the family. And I love the girls too. I attempt to love them equally, but there is a relatability there. I'm like, sometimes you're just going, why are you thinking that way? What is that? So BL saying too, that's what happened to me with lead. Everything changed. So I was my mom's first child as well, and yeah, it's a totally different situation. Really, really is. Thank you for sharing that with us too. I really appreciate that. And I said it to you on Thursday, but I know it's a year and a half is actually not that long ago. So my condolences to you and your little one. That is a hard situation that I cannot fathom what that must be like. So
It's it's a day to day battle,
sure,
um, and not so much for me. It's Kylie. It's my daughter. She doesn't get the concept yet, so she still thinks that mom went somewhere,
right.
or and we work with her, and we're working with her. School counselors are working with her, but
Mm,
she gets it, but she still doesn't get it.
right,
She doesn't understand that concept of forever yet.
right, right. Yeah, you said she's under 5 years old, right? She's still
Or
very little.
she'll be 5 in a couple weeks.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's very young, very young. Wow. It's amazing, right, folks? You race with these guys, you chat with these folks in YouTube, and you don't always know what the story is behind that little name in chat, or that little name above the car that you're racing against. It's pretty amazing. Do thank you again for sharing your story in that regard. Let's get a little bit into the sim racing part, and what got you into GT7, and your progress through the game, and what led you to reaching out to me for a session.
All right, well, I've been playing Gran Turismo probably since Gran Turismo first came out, PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I recently got into sim racing after GT7 came out. When it first dropped, I was on a controller for about the first month or two.
Mm.
Then I got upgraded to a wheel. Fanatec DD Pro, CSL load cell. Um, this is I've always played video games, but
Yeah.
I'm addicted to sim racing.
You
It's
gotten bit by that big old bug, haven't you?
oh man. And then getting into YouTube at the same time. Well, not getting into it, but
Watching.
start following more creators and actually trying getting into it and taking it seriously. Um, I came across your channel, and I see how you conduct yourself. I see the time that you give and what you give back to your community, and that's kind of how I started. What made me gravitate towards sticking to your channel.
Yeah.
Like we were kind of talking. As I said, I've been doing this for a couple of years, so I know all the content creators, I know all the guys, I know all the channels.
There's a lot for sure.
It's very saturated in GT7, but as I told you, I see your growth, and I wouldn't mind being a part of that.
Yeah.
I want to be a part. I like the community. I'm not. I'm a lurker. I'm not a consistent follower. I'm not to say not follower, but
Chatter. You're
I
not
don't.
always
I
hopping in
don't
chat.
consistently always. I'm not consistently always watching or always in the chat, but I'm always paying attention to your videos and paying attention to the feedback that you're giving to some of your other guests,
Right.
and I like that.
Yeah.
And I like how you drive. And since I've added you into my friends list,
Hmm.
I used to be the top person on my friends list.
Oh
I'm
no.
telling you. But it's good because I use my friends list as competition,
Yeah.
as
Oh
for
yeah.
setting
Absolutely.
my weekly times. And I'm like, and I try to stay within a second to a half second of your time.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, the friends list is super a if anybody has any bit of competitiveness in them, the friends list, I mean, it brings it out of us, doesn't it? It's like, oh, I can't let that guy beat me. Let me go put some time in, and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, that's cool. And yeah, hopefully we're typically 1 to 1.5 seconds off the top time in the world. So if you're pulling for our time, that's not so bad. Um, but now you said you upgraded to a wheel, so you have that Fanatec now, correct? And you've had that for how long?
Yes, I've had the Phantom Tech for about 3.5, 4 years.
Okay, so you've had that a while, so you're very familiar with it. Now, one of the things you mentioned to me earlier that I kind of wanted to bring out today was that you've been doing this quite a long time, but really haven't seemed to improve. Like
I
you even
can't.
yeah, you even mentioned like in other areas of life you've once you put your mind to it, you've really excelled, and it hasn't really come together with this game.
No, I'm stuck at a mid B, and that's just as far as my driving technique and also my quality times. I want my A rating. I've attained that A rating once,
Yeah,
but immediately lost it because of lack of consistency, lack of.
yeah,
Um, but maybe not so much consistency. It was more race pace. Because I'm a shotgunner. I'll sit here and shotgun the time trial until I can find a decent enough time to where it puts me within the top three in the
right.
race.
Okay, gotcha.
Um, but once I find it, I'll get there, but then I can never maintain it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't transfer that into actual race.
Right. Yeah.
And
So.
like I was telling you, I got my
Mhm.
A rating and I lost it in the first 4 races.
Right. Which is so disheartening, right? You felt like, man, I was doing good. And I'm guessing that was a daily race change. You had done really well in one week, and then the next week just didn't suit you, or how did that go?
It was Oh no, once I got the A rating and actually in A lobbies,
Ah, okay.
other people being faster than me or being able to maintain a faster race pace.
Yeah.
And because, like I say, I'm putting up a decent enough quality time that's putting me up front, but because I can't maintain that speed, I'm either getting pushed off the track or other people aren't playing nice because I'm in their way.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Understood. Well, I mean, your story, you know, as far as sim racing goes, I think it's very relatable for a lot of people. I think a lot of people end up playing this game for a while, really enjoy it, but can't always can't always get over the hump. Can't always sort of figure out the next level for their pace, for their speed, and all of that. And so, I can really sense the urgency in your voice and your mind. Like you want to be better. You want to hang with these people in a and beyond, and it's just not coming together for you. So I'm really excited to see what we find out today, what we see from all of this. So it's going to be good stuff. One moment, as I have a son here, actually, who's trying to get my attention. What's going on, bud?
So about all those branches,
Yeah.
we couldn't get the big branch to the fireplace.
Why not?
It was too heavy.
You worked together, and you couldn't do it together.
No.
Come on. Are you sure?
First of all, Maria didn't bring gloves.
Go get some gloves. Try again. You don't get your extra 15 minutes if you don't do it.
We got most of the regular branches out.
Get the big one. Come on, man. You can do it. Okay. All right, we're back. Sorry, I gave my kids a a little chore before getting on stream. We actually had a branch come down. We've had rain for like 4 solid days straight, and a big branch came down with all its little branches. So I asked them to clean that up for extra video game time. Real quick, gotta say hi to LG. Good to see you, man. And Steven Sills, good morning to you, bud. LG says, I just finished QC's 3-hour Corvette race. My butt is sore. Yeah, sorry about that, man. Sorry about your butt. Saragon, good to see you, friend. Appreciate you, bud. Okay, yeah, great stuff. So let's go ahead and start going around the track here, my guy. And I think I will exit and hop back in because my tires are ice. There we go. I do apologize for my cough, which is still not gone away, my friends. As often as I can, I'm hitting the mute button so you guys don't have to hear me. Unfortunately, Chaos, you're always going to hear me. Alright, who wouldn't mind letting me catch up here, and I'll get in front of you here. So, with you practicing this track this week, we're just gonna go around and really not full speed here. We're just gonna take her nice and easy. I'm just gonna try and emulate the proper racing line here. So what areas of the track perhaps are giving you more trouble than others?
To be honest with you, it's turn 1. It's getting turn 1.
Yeah.
Getting the proper cut and getting back on throttle at the right time.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, on Monday, I was finding that to be pretty difficult also, to do it consistently. And it really takes the right amount of braking, and it's hard to achieve that. Interesting that you didn't say the death chicane.
I'm not afraid of the death chicane.
That's good.
It can be tricky at times, staying consistent, but it doesn't.
You found something that works for the most part, it sounds like.
As I think I was told you this the other day, I pick something that I know most people are going to be bad at.
Yeah, okay.
And try to be better at
Right.
that. That's where I try to get my little advantage.
Okay, let's go ahead and stop at the braking marker here, and we'll talk about this. So, first off is the braking point. I find that to be really critical. Got to be braking before you get to the curb, especially in the Atenza. From what I've seen, is that pretty much the braking point that you're going for,
I'm pretty much getting on the brake about here where we're at.
Okay.
And then I don't start downshifting until I get to the curb.
Okay.
So it's a light brake, and then once I hit the rumble strip, I start downshifting to either second. I can do it in either second or third.
Yeah.
But you get better rotation in second, but if you can pull it off in third, you get more power through.
Right. It is a delicate dance. I feel like this happens a lot of times, I feel like if we were tuning the cars, we would probably mess with the gearing so that either we would lengthen second or we would lengthen third to kind of not be in the middle point, because it is kind of one or the other. It's kind of a difficult thing, but no tuning like that. So now question. So yeah. So it sounds like we're braking at the same point. Now when I'm under braking, I'm getting nice and wide. Are you able to get over here as you enter this corner?
I do try to get to about where my tires are just on the more inside of where you're at. So I'm not on the lip. I'm just below the lip.
Okay. Yeah, I do try to get the right tires all the way to the peak of the curb. Because if you'll notice, especially, you don't notice it much going full speed, but going slow like this, you can feel how bumpy the inner part of the curb is.
Yes.
And that actually can hinder your braking ability because the tires are bouncing, chopping so much. So if you are going to get wide, I would recommend getting all the way over here. Now, I'm at the turn-in point right here. So at the 50 is where we start turning in, or maybe just a little bit before the 50, depending. And yeah, so this is where the money is made on this corner, because you have to trail brake from the turn-in point all the way to the apex, carrying enough speed to really make this work well enough. And technically, you know, the fastest way to go is to aim your right tires to be right on the peak of the curb, also right here. Now, is that something that you're attempting to do, or are you staying away from that entirely?
I attempt it, but that's where my issue is where if I do it is when do I get back on gas? When do I get back on throttle? Because if I get back on too early, because you're cutting it so much, it causes instability in the car.
Okay.
And there's my issue with cutting that corner.
Gotcha. Let's back up just a tad, okay? Back up just a little bit. So, my suggestion, here's the goal, okay? It is admittedly a difficult goal, okay? But the goal is to be at your slowest right where I am right now, okay?
Okay.
And you want to be as close to 70 miles an hour as you possibly can, okay? If you're using second to gain rotation, which I do recommend to do, because it's going to be hard to get the car to dive this tightly. If you're using second, this is where you would shift up to third gear and get on the throttle. Okay?
Okay.
Again, difficult to achieve, but that is the goal, to get as close to that as possible. And then, oops, my fault. And then you can't really be like right here. This is too bumpy. You have to, as closely as you can, get the right tires once again on the peak of the curb right here. That, for whatever reason, the car is much more stable going through that curb this way. It doesn't totally make sense to me, because it feels like there's a bigger drop on the left side and then a bigger bump up on the left side, but whatever. That's how it seems smoothest. Any questions with that?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I do understand all that.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and keep going around then. We're going to build up speed here a little bit. As I'm going through, if there is anything that you see I'm doing a little bit differently than you, we're going to go a little bit closer to full speed here as the tires warm up. We're in the 40s now, so can't really push it too hard yet. Doc, great to see you, bud. How you doing, man? Quick gearing check for you also, Chaos. Are you... you're definitely like revving third out, revving fourth gear out quite a bit?
Yes.
Okay. So what's
but
your...
watching other people's quality times, the top people, they're not running, they're not winding their gears out. They're shifting on the
Are they really?
I know the number 1 and number 2 attendants, they're not winding all their gears out.
Oh, not all of them, okay. Oh, that was missed. There we go. Get you a little closer here.
Slow pokes coming.
Okay, so let's.
Yep. I achieved it.
You achieved it. Yeah, I see you caught me. I did not achieve it myself. Ooh. Did you feel I braked early there? What happened there?
I may have braked a hair later.
Okay. Yeah. And the back tires just are ice. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's do another lap here. Going for the pass, are we?
Late break.
Okay. No problem. All right, let's do this again.
And I try not to be ascended at all costs, driver.
Oh, you watched the latest consistency video.
I do pay attention.
Oh, wow. That wasn't it. Yeah, Steven, I see that. The rears are just awful. Right there, I don't feel like I have the grip that we normally do there.
I think if you can actually control tire slide, the Citroen's faster.
Yeah. The all-wheel drives tend to feel a little bit like bricks. Okay, on the straight here, we'll have you take the lead. All right, we'll get to the next portion of the session here. All right, so at this point, for everyone watching, at this point, this is where I sit behind the guest, and I watch their approaches and see perhaps where I'm catching, that sort of thing.
That's bad.
Oh yeah, HD. Woo-hoo-hoo. I did not take the chicane very well that time.
My entry was off.
One day I'll stop coughing. I just know it.
I could say we have kids, we'll never not be sick. I was never as sick as much as I am until I had a kid. I went to preschool.
They're bringing all the germs back home, aren't they?
That wasn't bad. Too shy.
I will say the Atenza feels more forgiving going into the death chicane. To me, at least.
It is.
The looser cars can get really out of hand in there. You have to be a little more careful with your inputs, I think.
Going back to Citra, that's the issue I was having. That's my issue with it, with that particular car is in the chicane.
Okay.
Slow.
Sun is very bright. Bouncing off your car and mine. Wow.
That was awful.
Bad as me, apparently. Goodness gracious. HD asks, what speed do you aim for in the first turn of the S's? A really great question. I aim for between 104, 106. And I want to be that at the apex. So even if I'm a little bit slower than that for the moment, as long as I'm accelerating at the apex at that speed, then I'm happy with it. All right, once you cross the finish line here, Chaos, let's go again, because now the fronts are cooked basically. So let's hop back into the pit, and then hop back on out. Reset those tire temps. And we'll still have you in the lead. So I want to say real quick here, Chaos. I'm seeing decent pace. I think that while there's definitely some inconsistencies, your base pace, we'll call it, is quite nice.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, HG, sounds like you are. Sounds like you're in the right ballpark then. Yeah, and I would say in race, that goal, especially whether you're on hard tires or mediums, you have to temper your expectations, because the car definitely handles differently through there. So especially like the first couple laps, I'm probably trying to be like 103. Yeah, same with the NSX. I was able to do 108 to 110 with the NSX and be fine. Just missed that apex.
And I got too wide.
Yeah, you ended up on the left side of the curb there. Excuse me.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. I can see by your brake lights there, Chaos. I think we need to spend a little more time on the brakes. Setting up for the S's.
Okay.
Looks like it's a jab and turn, and then hope you kind of end up with the right amount of speed. I would say that's a little riskier. Probably want to trail brake a little bit more there. Uh-oh. Playing in the sand. Hey there, Nielsen. Good to see you, man. Yeah, use the brakes there to guide the car to the apex. I imagine you're staying in fourth, rather.
Yes.
Yeah. Four new hypercars coming, really? In the next update. That's fantastic news. Oh.
I was waiting for that to come.
It was bound to happen eventually, right?
Waiting for that to happen.
Okay, I would like to take, let's see. We can keep going. Go ahead and keep going. I want to see which one I want to deal with first. So, just an observation I'm seeing so far is slightly, it's not by much, but I feel like we have some turn-ins that are a little bit too early, which are not allowing for great exit speeds. So, I'm gaining a lot on exit, is what I'm finding.
And that's what I'm noticing where I'm losing the most.
Mm-hmm. So let's stop at the brake marker. Here, I'll just take us there. We're gonna go. It's the two tight turns. It's the one that's coming up here, and then the one before the death chicane. So we'll stop right here. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. Yeah, so what I'm finding here, it's a small sample size, but after 10 laps or so that we've done, I can see on this corner and the right-hander before the death chicane, I'm seeing turn-ins that are a little bit too early, but it appears that you're too hard on the brakes for too long, and it's actually making you miss the apexes on a regular basis. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you stay put right there, so what I'm seeing is you actually normally you're beginning to turn in right about now. You do get wide, but you turn in now. Okay. And then it's a dive to the apex, but you're still like in here. I'm assuming we'll find out when we watch when we spectate. But it looks like you're coming in really hot, and you're probably braking 100, somewhere between 60 and 100% with brake pressure, and that's causing the fronts to lock up, which sends you wide of this apex. Not by much, but by enough. You know, you're over here when you should be right here, basically.
I will say though, I am a little timid to cut in too tight, because that is a very troubling corner right there.
Yes.
If you misjudge it, it doesn't take much, and that's kind of why I'm not as aggressive as I should be.
Okay, fair enough. So let's back up a little bit, and let's just talk about. I think a later turn in will actually make you a lot more confident. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going back to the grass there. We also test our backup skills in GT7 when we do a Learn with Lead session, by the way. It's just a byproduct of how we do. Very nice. Okay, so instead of beginning to turn in right here, okay, then we're actually going to begin to turn in right here, okay?
About the turn marker.
Yeah, if you want to use that as a reference, that's fine. you can go a little bit before the end of the curbing, basically. Hey there, Pinstripe. Good to see you. A good time? Well, 46s are quite good. I think the fastest time is a high 45. So yeah, if you're in the 46s and you're within a second, you're doing something right. Okay, so yeah, so we brake longer in a straight line, and from this point, this turn-in point to the apex is when we are decelerating, trail braking off, going from here to here. Now we're at, we'll say, 70% brake pressure. By this point, 50%. By this point, let's say 25%. Not exactly, but that's the idea. We're gradually coming off the brakes as we go in here, okay? Now, because of that wider entrance and later turn in, we've actually done more rotating before we get to the apex so that we can actually straighten the steering on exit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we can get on the throttle now, where I am right now, we'll end up, using all of the width of the track on exit, but it's really gonna hold. It's gonna be okay. All right.
Okay.
Now, same here. Let's go. We can have a discussion on the S's, but I think I'll save that for when we're spectating you. But let's get to the top here. So this tighter corner coming up that we want to talk about is similar to the previous one that we just discussed. The difference is you can take 61 miles per hour to the apex on the previous one. This one you need to be just a little bit slower. Okay, so let's stop at the braking point. So this is about my brake point right here. Excuse me.
I'm not braking that late. I'm actually starting my braking right about here.
Okay.
Not too far.
So what I want to suggest for this one, I've seen your line for this one, and I think the curb is actually giving you less braking power. So I'm going to suggest staying on the asphalt until right about the 50, and then just get a couple tires a little bit wider, but that's it. Let's not try and get on the curb on this one, because I think this one's making it inconsistent for you, okay? So yeah, so we're braking in a straight line, and let's propose that we stay on the asphalt until about the 50, where we'll just get a little bit wider, like that, okay? Then we turn in. So this is our turn in point right here, okay? You should have already, by this point, you should have already done a whole lot to slow the car down. I think by here, you probably need to be low 70 miles per hour, okay? Low 70s. From the turn-in point to here, we need to be extra patient and extra good on the brakes. So we're in second gear at this point, and we trail brake, and we just stay on the brakes, maybe even a little bit longer than you might expect. Because with the way this corner is, my arrow is kind of covering the corner right now on the map, but you have more runoff, you might say, as far as how wide you can go. And you should really be able to get on the throttle right here, especially in an all-wheel drive car. We want to be fully on the throttle right here, and then mash it all the way out. If we've timed it right and we are at our slowest right here, and we're slow enough, we can make the corner without having to lift on exit. What I want to do then, let's back up one more time. We're going to test your backup skills once more. What's been happening here is a similar thing for you. You come in and you turn in earlier than that. Again, it appears like you're too hard on the brakes because you're kind of emergency braking. Again, I think being too much on the curb is hurting you there, okay? So let's see what staying on the asphalt does. That way you can actually get onto this apex here and probably do a lot better. Instead of what's typically been happening is you're overshooting. You end up more around here. Then you get the car turned and then you can go out, okay? All right. Any questions about those things?
No, I'm actually kind of eager.
Okay.
So pretty much downstairs second, and then right about here, I should be able to be back fully on the throttle without having to lift.
Yes, correct.
And on the lead up, I'm not going to get the rumble strip. I'm going to stay just on the tarmac and cross just a little tire over.
Yeah.
Once I get around to
just
the
get
50.
that little extra width of the track, because that'll help you with a nice cleaner entrance. Now it's still going to be hard. It's going to be hard to pull off, but let's go ahead and we'll exit now. Get the tire temps reset again, and then now we're going to go ahead and spectate you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Hey there, Wicked Quick. Good to see you, friend. Appreciate you.
I see it.
You started to do what you normally do. Then you're like, oh no, don't do that. And then it was too late. Alright, let's see how we do. Alright.
I still felt that was slow.
It was. You overslowed a little bit, but that's okay. We're trying to get a new feeling there, so that's okay. I like the attempt. Oh, she's here. I'm sure she's still here. Ooh, very nice.
That was pretty smooth.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Alright, that's good. That was overslowed again.
Can't stay on the track.
Closer. Closer than the last time. I like it. was right on the limit there. I like it.
Timing was off and I got just a little unstable.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, I think you can start braking later for that turn. Because you can take 61 to the apex. You're actually like low 50s before you even get to the turn-in point, which is pretty wild. Possibly the same thing with this corner here. Start braking a little later and see how that feels. Oscar, welcome in, bud. Thank you for hopping in and saying hi. Okay, we experimented.
Do you mess with your brake settings at all?
As far as brake balance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go +5 to the rear.
I'm going +4.
Not much difference then. That was nice. That was quite nice.
Thank you.
68 to the apex, so very close. That's your best one so far today. How'd that feel?
That felt good.
Mm-hmm. Purple. Also your best one so far.
Purple. Pretty clean too.
I try to repeat those things. Good. It was still, it's a little slower, but I like the fact that you are at your slowest at the right point. You can get on the throttle and you're nailing it. Excellent. 58 to the apex, much better.
Drove that gear a little bit longer. Too late.
Little too late, looks like. Also, perhaps too early of a turn in.
Again, I want to say thank you for giving away your time.
Oh, you're welcome, bud. I love doing this. All right, give me one more lap. We'll have a couple things to discuss, okay?
All right. Your best lap.
Excellent approach there again. That's looking quite nice. Hey, Ramboy, good to see you, you fast boy. Good. At your slowest before the apex, full throttle.
That did feel good.
Yeah, you were on the throttle very early. Ooh, that was 108 to the apex. This car's gonna struggle with that. No problem. All right, that's okay. Go ahead and park it for a bit. Just park it right here, because I want you to do a little exercise here in a moment. Yeah, it'll do. So just hit the brakes there and stay put. Okay, so we've observed a couple things just to go over. So we have, I've been mentioning the later turn-ins and wider entrances. Okay, so we're doing. I think for turn 1. You're doing that very nicely, carrying good speed, entering that first part of that little chicane, and that's looking quite nice. The tighter turn at the top of the track, that one is starting to look really good too. The one you're coming to right now, approaching this one is still a little finicky, I think. You're still narrowing that entrance a little bit too much on this corner coming up, but very solid improvements. And I think you even said like those are starting to feel pretty good, huh?
Yes.
Cool. Now, something I'm observing while spectating here is your braking is very, I'm going to use the word stabby. It's very jolty. There's not a lot of smoothness to it. I see a lot of, there's 100% brake pressure, and then there's often when you're trail braking, you pretty much go from 100 to about 30% or less, and you don't have much of a range in the 50 to 100% range. You don't spend almost any time there whatsoever. So yeah, so that 50% up to 100, I just want you to do a little exercise for me. Just go to 100 and go as slow to 50% as you possibly can. Okay, try again. Yeah, even there, we're seeing there's like that initial drop off is tougher for you. Okay, give me 0 to 75%. See if you can get that. Okay, try again.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a little shaky. Interesting. So how do you feel? How hard or how easy does it feel to get in that 50 to 100% range?
To stay consistent, I mean, it's not hard. It's just knowing where it's at.
Knowing where it's at. Okay.
Knowing the feel of it.
Yeah. So let's do. So I think this is part of the issue for some of your inconsistencies, likely there, Chaos. So go ahead and pull up to the braking point No, sorry, the turn-in point for the corner coming up, okay? All right, so go ahead and slow up here. Let's get to that 50 board. Okay, yeah, so right about, we're almost at the turn-in point. So right here, you would be at 100% braking pressure, right? And then let's go ahead and ooch up to the end of the red on the left. Okay, that's good enough, yep. So here's about your turn-in point. This is where you should be turning in. So the next car length, right? The next car length, as you're turning to the right, this is where you would be in that 90 to 50% braking pressure range. And you're not. You pretty much spend 0 time in that range. You feel me?
Yeah, because pretty much once I get the car, I feel like I get the car slow enough, I get off the brakes and try to roll through.
Right. And so here's how that would work. That would work if when you get off the brake, you have hit the exact mile per hour or even the exact kilometer per hour that you need to be at. But unfortunately, you're probably not that consistent with coming off the brakes, right?
No.
Neither am I. Okay, neither am I. So that's where that 100, you know, you should be in that 90 to 50% range in this initial part of the turn-in. And what that's going to do is that's going to throw, so up in this big braking zone, all the weight of the cars go onto the front of the car, right?
Yes.
As you turn into the right, that initial turn in, if you still are 100% brake while you're turning, I'll just give that example first. The fronts are gonna scrub, and you're not gonna gain. You're gonna slide. It's gonna be significant understeer. Check it out. If you don't spend any time in the 50 to 90% range, and you just go to 20, 30% pressure, you actually aren't going to slow up. Is really what's happening. So if you've come off the brakes at just the right time, then sometimes that minimal brake pressure is going to work. But what we've seen often, and what I've noticed often, is you come off the brake and you're in that 20 to 30% range, you realize you're coming in too hot, and then you stab on the brakes again. You feel me?
Yes.
And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to make corrections. You're trying to make little corrections with big braking movements. You feel me? Instead, you need to be making little corrections with little braking movements. Smooth braking movements. Okay? So I think this is huge right now. Okay, what we're seeing here. I feel like out of everything we've seen, this is probably the biggest glaring thing that we probably need to work on, okay?
Okay.
So what I want to do, I want to give you a break, and let's go ahead and I want to watch my replay together, okay? So I'm going to close this lobby, and I'm going to initiate a share screen with you. First, we have to check network environment. So let's do that for a bit. I want you to what I want to do is I really want you to I want you to see this in action, okay? So,
Okay.
while I don't always do it perfectly, I think on this fast lap I probably do it okay, and so we'll investigate this together. All right?
You want a Pop-Tart? You have a Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tarts are good.
Excuse me.
It's okay. I'm doing it too. All right. You see everything okay?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, got all the information up. So I'm gonna let this roll. I'm gonna let this roll first. I want you to go ahead and observe my braking inputs, and observe where I'm at my slowest, and those sorts of things. Okay.
Good job, Eddie.
Big Rob, what's up, bud? Good to see you, man. Blank, I don't know if I said hi to you earlier or not. Good to see you too, friend. Okay. So what, this ends up being a 46... What? I forget. 6, okay. Alright, let's look at that again. Any observations from you that you saw there?
I'm just watching your braking inputs.
Mm-hmm.
So I know right here, I'm getting better at this corner. I'm getting better at this turn, even though this was my nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
I think my biggest issue is that one corner is going into the hairpin.
Before the chicane? Before the death chicane?
Before the chicane, yeah. It's just getting a better feel of my braking inputs.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah, so you see here how I'm at about 80% brake pressure?
Yep.
You don't do that. And I know I'm not there for long, but even that little bit, it initiates that beginning of grip as the weight transfers from the front of the car to whichever side the car are the outer tires, you know, in this case, the right side. Let's look at the next bigger braking zone. So I really want you to see too the late turn in. Now you've begun to do this. At first you were turning in probably a car and a half length earlier than this.
Yes.
But you can see as I'm turning in, the brakes start to descend. Then I get to this minimal braking. I've got the car slowed to where it needs to be, 60 miles per hour, and then on the throttle, right? Now let's go to your nemesis. Oops, too far. Okay, Le Mans, sounds good, man. Appreciate you, friend. Okay, so just on the brakes now. Braking in a straight line. Just now getting to turn. Okay, and so here, 90%, 50%, 40%, 20, 15, then off. Get the car, and where I'm at 58 miles per hour, which often you are in the low 50s at this point and you are also missing the apex, you're often over to the left more,
Yes.
and then full throttle at 57. Okay. So I think the smoothness of the brakes is what's holding you back. I really do. Okay. I think that's objective number one. We need to make sure that you have the full range of brake pressure, and you can get wherever you need on command. So, what set of pedals do you have again?
Low cell, the CSL.
CSL. Okay. And I mean, you've had this rig now for quite a while, right? So, you've dialed that in pretty much how you like it, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as the calibration, so you're still watching. As far as the calibration goes, right here, oops. Do you have this set at 100 on the brakes, or have you lowered that any, or how does that work?
My brake input is minimum 8%. I have it at 8% for my minimum and 100% for my max.
100% for max. Okay, I like that. I think that's proper. Just wanted to make sure. HD is asking, what's your BRF set at on the wheelbase, Josh? I'm not even positive what BRF is.
It sounds familiar, but I'm not 100% sure.
Can you explain what the BRF is, HD?
I'd actually have to go into my Fanatec, plug my drive into my laptop to actually see that.
Brake force. Brake force is what he's saying. Excuse me. There's a little button beside the LED screen. Yeah. Press that button. It takes you into your settings on the wheel.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to hit enter because I'm on brake force. I just don't see a setting number.
While Chaos is doing that, perhaps you're watching and you're perhaps a little interested in a session for yourself. These are free sessions, by the way, in case anyone new is watching. You can reach out to me on at Lead Pencil 2017 on PSN. And then you can also reach out to me, or you can reach out to me on our Discord. You can join our Discord there and reach out to me, direct message me, let me know that you're looking for a session. We can begin the conversation and get you scheduled up. Right now, our sessions are booked out until July, so it will be a little bit.
My brake force is at 50.
Brake force is at 50 there, HD. Excuse me, I'm very sorry. Rob says I have to run incredibly low brake force from the wheel menu. Without that on load cell, wouldn't be able to stop. Okay, Ryder says that sounds perfect. I was just wondering if it was high because it was so shaky. Okay. Yeah, so I think what we're seeing here is definitely a lack of control under braking. I'm seeing more of I brake hopefully enough, and then I hope it works out. That's kind of the approach I'm seeing. Not saying that's what you're deliberately doing there, Chaos, but that feels like what's happening. rather than using braking as a tool to gain a result that you're looking for, it seems more like a lottery for you in some of these corners. Okay, so but let's go ahead and let's get you on the daily, and let's see if we can put some of this together. Get you behind a ghost, and see if some of this can start to come together. Okay.
Okay.
Just a reminder too, we're going to spend some time here with Kaos to practice, see if he can beat his time. If not, that's okay, but we're giving him that opportunity here on stream, and then we'll watch him do a race as well. All right, and as soon as you can send me that invite for the share screen, that'd be great. German Kiwi, good to see you, friend. Appreciate the like hit. All right, we see what you see, my friend. We'll see how this goes. We'll probably try to get you into the your 1 o'clock race, okay?
Okay.
No pressure here. Honestly, we're not putting you out here to get you to beat your time. We're here to put these things into practice, right? And if it turns into a beating your time, fantastic. If not, that's okay. You know, long-term results for us are more important than the short term. Because yeah, let's say you beat your time today, but it really doesn't impact it. You really can't carry it forward to the other races. That's no good, right? So
that's kind of what I was gonna say. I'm not worrying about beating my time. I want to find more I'm looking for consistency.
Right.
For the long term, not for just the now.
Excellent.
Races for another day and a half.
Right.
All right. Right tires.
Yep, you got it. I do apologize for the lack of sound at this point. Whenever we do a share screen, we kind of lose the audio. We can still hear Chaos, but that's about it. Yeah, Steven didn't beat his time last week. A little sad. Yeah, I remember Kiwi. So for those who don't remember, Kiwi came on a long time ago saying he just could not get the hang of Group 3 cars. He was lightning fast and lots of other stuff, but Group 3 just wasn't there.
I think Group 3 is easier than Group 4.
It does seem different for different people, honestly. Kiwi then became a firm believer in +5 brake balance to rotate the car. He's been a proselyte when it comes to that. That was a really good entrance. Oh, you know, and I think that's just a little bit of the tire temps not really being up yet. Unfortunately, you probably get 3 laps in the practice lobby here, in the practice daily. The first lap is the tires are cold and there's really no good way to get around it. You kind of can't push too much yet. Second lap is great, and by the end of the third lap, you're pushing the tires. They're not gonna be optimal anymore. Kiwi says, "Let the +5 be with you." That's right. Pretty much is the force. Pardon me.
Come on, man.
It's all right. Let's keep going. You don't have the grip yet because your line looks okay. The turn in might have been a little late, but call it the balance of forces. I like that. Kiwi, have you ever played any of the Star Wars music in your concerts? I'm just randomly curious suddenly. Because, man, John Williams knows how to use some brass. You play trumpet, so you might be able to like really let her rip.
Keep him close, keep him close, keep him close, keep him close.
All right, just smooth. All we're trying to be here, smooth. Good. Yep, you got it.
Stay on.
It's close enough. It'll be all right. Thank you, Smooth. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you, friend. It's all good. Yeah, you can hit retry if you'd like. It's fine. Yes, many times. Duel of the Fates, main theme. we brass players love John Williams. He understands us. That's fantastic. Ooh, have you ever done some in the Heroes? Any of the Olympic music? Have you ever done any of the Olympic music? Little lift, yeah, good. Especially if the tires are cold. They weren't gonna hold, so that lift is smart. I like it.
Okay, save. Nope.
Yeah, we just need to turn a little earlier there, which I found myself doing. Olympic thing, very demanding piece to play. Yeah, it sounds. Bugler's Dream? Holy cow. That's a lot of work. Shoom. All right, one braking point, one turn in point at a time. Try not to overdrive the car. Excuse me.
Horrible. Come on, Josh.
Very brave. Nice. No, he's in the Atenza. He's in the Atenza right now.
Let's see how I can get back.
That was a good turn. Nice.
Gain 3/10. And then back in the blue.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta ask my boy about that. Because I don't think I put that on. He might have done it. Excellent. Very nice there. Punch it. Good use of brakes there. Turn early, turn early. Yeah. Had to lift. Does it got it? Nice. Right on the edge. Didn't enter wide enough.
Nope.
So earlier in our session, you said, I'm trying to not be a send at all costs racer.
Try not to be.
Yep.
Kind of looks like that's what I'm being, though.
I see it. I see it big time. Every corner feels a little stressful.
Unfortunately.
That was close to that wall.
I didn't think I was going to make it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, good little lift there. Just a little too much speed for the Atenza.
Keep going.
Excuse me.
And here. Now.
All right, once we cross the line here, let's get you queued into the race. So we got just a few more minutes before it goes. Yeah, my friend, I'm seeing a lack of like a foundation basically. I it doesn't feel like you have a foundation. It doesn't feel like you have, or maybe you do, but you feel that that's so too slow, and so you don't even want to be in that range. But I think pushing as hard as you are, it's actually harming you more than helping.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Um,
36.
we haven't talked about it, Kiwi, but to me that's that is a surface level issue, not something that I even am worrying about because I feel like the other things are much more glaring. I'll probably mention it at the end. How's that? Something to consider. Nice turn in. That was good.
Whoa. Oh, it's an outlap, so I'm not gonna have the same time.
Excuse me. Yeah, it won't be enough time, unfortunately, for another lap, but another full lap. All right. So while there's about 40 seconds before the race, let's have a little pep talk here, okay? So there's a lot of good that I see. All right. You have good initial pace. I think your base pace, like what we saw in the in those first few laps when we were together on the track, like that was good pace. That was that was quite good. Um, I think I think we need to at this point in the journey here is really be able to stay in that foundational pace and really build off of that. It appears to me that what we have is we have a foundation pace, and then when you try to build off of that pace, you go so far from what gets you that standard pace that you're very much ascended at all costs racer. Um, and it's really harming your consistency. I will talk more about it in a little bit, but I think we have a prescription to give you, you might say, and we'll talk about that after the race. As far as the race goes, I think this is where you're starting fourth on the grid. Um, let's see. You're going to be on the. Is going to have you on the medium tires or hards? Looks like you'll be on
Mediums.
mediums.
Sorry, on mediums.
Okay, um, so you're in the Atenza, so that's going to give you like what 6 laps max, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and observe here what goes on, but I would stay well within your limits. Focus on being smooth. Focus on defending when necessary. Protect that apex. Make sure you're not letting people dive bomb the crap out of you. So those later turn-ins that we were talking about, pretty much can only do those when there's no one behind you, because they're just going to nip up underneath you and probably take you out. But good luck. I'm going to be your cheerleader here. I'm going to be your crew chief. I'll give you suggestions here and there, but for the most part, we just want to see you have a good time, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, for anyone watching right now, this is we're watching Kaos do a live race here. Lifty lift. Yep, good. Good. That was very nice. Especially that they're all slowing each other up. I like this distance that you have right now. This gives you plenty of time to react if something squirrely happens up there. Excuse me. Excellent cutback. Holy cow.
Nice. That was nice.
Okay, may have to concede this spot.
I am going to have to.
Unless he really drops off, but yeah, okay. Best to just survive through the death chicane. There is no too wide through this death chicane.
Oh, heck no.
Okay, we either go for a move or try and work with this guy. Oh, other guy has plans to go for a move. Excellent. Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you.
All right, but we want to note that if he's willing to do that to him, he's probably willing to do that to you too. Yeah, good run. Good move there. And you carried excellent pace. He bumped you, so it actually slowed him down. So, very nice.
I didn't even know he bumped me.
Looked like he did. Ooh. All right, you got the inside for the next one.
That was my fault.
When you get that bump leading into that turn, it's hard to gauge. Lift. It's going to be too fast, I think.
Sorry.
Oh, man, he's upset, isn't he? And he just ruined himself. Oh, my goodness. Don't you kind of wish that always happened?
A lot of the time, it's me that's taking the brunt of that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of happy. Excuse me. It's kind of happy when someone tries to take you out and they end up taking themselves out. And on his part, that was totally unnecessary. I mean, you guys were battling. There was a little bit of door banging, but you weren't doing anything malicious.
I didn't do anything on purpose.
Not all. No, not at all.
But everybody has to have the final say.
HT Riders says an empty parking spot right near the Walmart entrance that he wanted. So he just, yeah, he bolted for that. It's hilarious. Yep, ease in there. Okay. Oh.
I tried to get back on the power too soon.
Yeah. Yes, but yeah, when it was bouncing like that, that wasn't the time to get on the power.
And I just lost that second and a half.
Yep, don't worry about that. We need to get back to that rhythm because we're flirting with overdriving the car again. Nice turn. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can get some 49s. Let's see some 49s on the right side there. Oh, you all right?
Yeah, my CSL cut off.
Oh, wow, okay. Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that's
scary.
I say DD Pro. After a couple of years, it gets finicky. I've actually been thinking about upgrading to the Thrustmaster. Oh, that got me all out of my rhythm. Don't do it. Why'd I break?
Good. You decelerated much better there. Excuse me. I cannot talk without coughing right now. Oof. All right, you both did it rough. He did it worse. Kiwi said, in my book, that would be a downgrade, but I'm a Fanatec snob.
See, I'm in the same wheelhouse, but the consistency it likes to disconnect quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, I have heard the T598 has had its own disconnection issues too. I've seen it with other folks that use it. No, BL, I've got the cough drops. I've got the cough medicine. I think I'm just talking quite a bit, so I'm going to cough. Why are we messing with the brake balance?
Get more wear to my back tires.
Putting it to the front will make the fronts wear faster. Hello, Minute Maid.
Nope. I'm not ready for you to pass me.
Wow, is this a back marker?
Can I get that back? I can.
No, don't go in. You'll get a 3-second pen. Oh, junk. It's all right. There, it resets you. Okay.
That was horrible.
Ooh, nice palindrome of a name. Naya, I guess is what I'll call you. Good to see you, friend. Appreciate you hopping in, saying hi. Yeah, do you understand what I said there about the 3-second? Because you
Yeah, I
crossed the line.
solid. Oh, that sucked.
All right, that's okay. Time to regroup. Fronts are basically done. They've had it.
Promise I don't suck this bad normally.
Death Chicane probably got a victim. Don't on ghost. Okay. All right, probably pit now, huh? All right. The truth is, though, lots of other people are still making mistakes. On this second stint, if you can limit your mistakes, plenty of spots for you still. I love it when someone says we're slow and he's towards the back of the pack. That's funny.
I break too late. I can sit there.
Excuse me. That's a good turn. Very nice. You guys in chat are hilarious, by the way.
That was not smooth. That was a stab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is one of the ones you're very stabby on. A 30 burger. Thank you for the 30 likes, everyone. Appreciate all you.
Too slow. Well, maybe not.
No, that was good. I mean, you could have been on the throttle maybe a fraction of a second sooner. That's all. Everything else was nice. And a pretty rapid death chicane as well.
That was better. God, this is slow. I'm on hards too.
You're on hards now, though. Yeah. Wouldn't worry about the pace too much. Just no more big mistakes. That's what we're looking for here. Excellent line there. Oh, that's magnificent. You're catching that guy that said everyone was slow in this lobby. Oh, blank. I can't wait to watch. Yeah. Yeah, don't spoil anything. I never get to see those live, but I always watch them eventually, and yeah, it's fantastic stuff. I can't. The mastery of those cars from those dudes is amazing.
It's just frustrating going from first to last because of one mistake.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing. I don't know for sure, but let me see. Where are we? 51. Lost that much time, I don't think. I think that front group hasn't pit yet. Not positive, but I think. Yeah, Kiwi says it right. First to last, we've all been there. So many times.
The line got me through.
Nice again. That's man. That's 2 or 3 times
slow.
now.
It's a little slow.
But you're hitting the apex, which is fast. I'll take that and a little bit over slowing the car. I'll take that over going too deep and missing the apex, because that's going to be slower than doing what you just did there. So it's beautiful. Oh, look. Fastest dude in the lobby has to go pit now. I'm guessing he's the fastest in the lobby since he said everyone else here is slow. Sorry, I can't help myself.
Better.
Very nice. It's smooth. It's within the limits of the car. That's primo. Really, is what that is. You think it's the Kaos fault? I'm so tired of some of these folks, man. It kills me. He takes the time in chat to say you all are slow, and he's last. I find it hilarious. And maybe I am a little snarky today, I don't know. But oh man, is that going to count? The PP-tron? He just went into the pit. I don't know if that counts. His name is PP-tron. Ooh, nice chicane. That was fast. No, I don't think it's going to count. I think he's going to get slapped with a mega pen.
Mm-hmm.
He's a chat warrior. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, I won't apologize. His name is PP-tron. We're going to beat PP-tron because he cheated. Too bad. Sorry, PP-tron.
Lots of mistakes.
Yeah. So let's give me your rendition there before I say anything. What went wrong?
Lack of smoothness with my braking. Overdriving the car.
Yeah.
Because I'm overdriving, trying to catch up, trying to think I can gain time by pushing. When in that same spot, if I go just a little smoother as opposed to faster, smoother is faster.
Yes. Yep. There were a couple times too, where at the top of the track, that fast right-hander before you have to brake,
Mm-hmm.
there's that cut you can make, right? And there were probably, at least I can think of 3 times where you were making that cut and it bounced you bad because you just missed that sweet spot, and that caused you to go deep and lose quite a bit of time in that corner as well. Yeah. So I think that what we're seeing here, and you've already mentioned it before I even did, was the approach. The approach of I gotta send it, and you are just being frank, just being just direct here, but you are a classic example of someone who is sending it at all costs, corner after corner, and because of that, your confidence is very low, and it shows in race, and it shows in your qualifying attempts as well, because you don't have a foundation to build off of. So in race, it reared its ugly head multiple times. Sometimes it resulted in a smaller mistake. Sometimes it resulted in a bigger one, but in either case, people were catching you, because of that. So, but I agree with BL. You are to be commended in a big way, because I offered, and full disclosure to everybody watching right now, I offered to do either watch a replay of one of his races or to do it live, and he jumped on it and said, "No, let's do it live." And honestly, it's a truer experience, if I might say. You know, it's more interactive, and I think we get the real racer when we do it like this, as opposed to just a replay. So that's good. So here's the cool news, okay, Chaos? This is supremely overcomable, okay? But it's going to take quite a bit of work, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that we have going against us here is you have 3.5 years on a wheel. That is about 3.5 years of some habits that aren't so great that you've accumulated, okay? So that's gonna take a while to undo. Now the cool thing is, you don't have to like throw away your wheel. You don't have to get rid of something and get something new. It's nothing like that. It's still with the equipment that you have, right? But really, it's gonna be about that. So, real quick, just the main thing on. I just want to give you one point. You know, we're getting to the end of the session here. I want to give you one major point to think about for races in general. Okay. You need to dial it back big time and race within your limits. Just race well within your limits, okay? The pushing, the pressing, you need to let the race come to you instead of you trying to get after the race, okay? You saw it even. You know, you had your first 3 or 4 laps, honestly, were quite good. You were driving well. Other people were driving very poorly, and you got second place basically off of other people making mistakes, right? And then I think first place pit after that. And then after that, it was very much making little mistakes. I think you did catch that bump on the kink there that sent you deep and wide, and people started to catch you there. I think we made maybe a tiny mistake in the death chicane. People caught you after that as well. And then the big one was the trying to pit at basically the wrong time there.
My thought process there, and I caught when my positioning after the fact was, since I had already made a mistake, I'm already here. Let me go ahead and pit.
Yeah.
But
and most of the time I would totally have agreed with you. It's a great time to go for the pit, except that you were going to cross the penalty line, and that was going to be a killer. Excuse me. Now, I do want to mention one quick thing about the race. Your shifting of brake balance in the middle of the race was completely unnecessary. I know you said it was to save the fronts, I think, but you were doing the opposite. So let's cover that real quick. If you're using brake balance to save tire wear, and you want to save the front tires, you need to push the brake balance to the rear, because the rear brakes are going to engage heavier than the fronts, and that's going to save the front tires. Make sense?
Yes.
I think too that doing that in the middle of the race, you were in first place at that point. I think still doing at that point, I think that was something else for your brain to think about, and that
threw me off.
I think that overloaded you some. Yeah. So yeah, and it was unnecessary because you already had +4, I think, on your brake balance, which is fine. You were already doing as much for the front tires as you could at that point. Okay. All right, so let's get to the sessions in general. My 3 takeaways. Okay, so number 1, definitely make sure you're turning in as late as you need to be with wider entrances. That's number 1 for sure. That became pretty apparent. So diving to an apex, narrower entrance, that's really that's making your exit speed suffer quite a bit. One of the best ways to gauge that is you use a ghost for quali. So watch where the ghost is turning. Try to mimic their line. Okay, really use the ghost for that reason. I used to think a while back. We're talking 3 years or so ago, maybe more. I don't have to be, as long as I'm close to the ghost. I thought I'm good enough as far as the racing line goes. And then I realized, no, that's not true. There's a reason that the ghost that you're following, if you're following the top time, there's a reason he has the top time. And it's because he's basically on the line perfectly the whole time, right? So what he's demonstrating for us is absolutely necessary to mimic as closely as possible. Secondly, this will come as no surprise. Your braking needs to be smoothed out, right? There's a lot of stabbing, a lot of jolting, and what that's doing is it's not enabling your outer tires to grip properly. And you instead of, I'll say it again like this, you're using big braking motions to try and make little corrections, and that isn't a match. So if you need to make little corrections, you need to do little braking movements, and that'll make a big difference there. Okay, thirdly, so I would say that second one is really important. That's going to be huge for you to work on going forward. Thirdly, I need you probably to watch my first video on building consistency again. You already know it. You were referencing it earlier. You have got to build a foundational lap. You feel me?
Yes.
I think every week that you're working on a daily, or you're working on whatever race you're working on, I don't care what it is, find a foundation lap that you can repeat. I don't care if it's 3 seconds slower or 4 seconds slower than the fastest time in the world. I don't care if it's 2 seconds or 3 seconds slower than my time, okay? I need you to build that foundation lap, something that you can do over and over and over again. Let me ask you something about this race that you just did. Would you have considered doing 150s in race? Do you feel like that's slow?
Yes and no.
Okay.
If I can stay at a consistent 150, no. But I feel like I'm faster.
Right. Okay, I'm glad I asked that question, and I love your answer, okay? You probably averaged high 151s because of the mistakes. Your stint on hards was overall faster than your stint on mediums, average-wise.
Because I had to be more controlled because I knew I was on hard.
Yes, you catered to the hards. Your approach on hards was quite different because of them being the slipperier compound. So I love your answer because you recognize the truth of it, that it's not slower, really, compared to what actually ended up happening. So yeah, I mean, if you tried a 150s race pace in an A+ lobby, you'd get smoked, right? But you're not there right now. Not yet, okay? Right now, in order to get that, I would have loved to have seen high 149s and mid 150s as your average in that race. If you had done that, you'd have won.
I would have.
You would have won. I really want you to grasp that, my friend. That kind of pace, and honestly, high 149s to mid 150s, that gets you a mid pack finish in an A ranked lobby as well. It really does.
It does.
So, I think mentally, there's a significant approach. We need to take you from ascended at all costs racer to a more conservative type of racer. And here's what's going to happen, okay? If you can build foundational laps that you can do repeatedly over and over again, because you are in control of the car, You're in control of the braking. You're in control the entire way around a lap. Okay, if you can do that, now you have a foundational lap that you can build off of, and you're going to see your times get faster as a result. Because let's build a foundation. Let's say in qualifying and practicing, right? Um, let's say that you can do 149s. Let's say you can do around 149.5 on a regular basis, okay? Which currently you were struggling to do that most of the time when you were just qualifying, trying to get a better quality time, right? Let's say you could do that on a regular basis. So that's quite chill. That's quite relaxed, but you can do it over and over and over again. When you have that foundation, now you can begin to experiment with earlier throttle, maybe a little bit later braking, right? You can then test things. Sure, while you're testing and experimenting, you might end up exceeding the limits of the car, but it's okay because you can back off. You can then begin to actually go back to the foundational lap because you still have that in your back pocket, right? Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think prioritizing building a foundational lap. I don't care if you think it's slow. Honestly, it's not. If you can, like we just talked about, if you did 150s in race, you would have won the sucker, right? And you are capable of 150s in race, right?
Yes.
You definitely are. So we need to stop sending it so much, honestly, and really stay within the limits of what the car can do instead of exceeding it over and over again. You do that, and I guarantee you, if you're able to do that week after week in the next month, let's say, you're gonna, you know how you like to try and get within, what is it? You said 1 second of my time? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It'll be better than that. It really will. Because you're going to have learned the car. You're going to have learned what the car can do, what it can't do. And with braking and throttle modulation, you'll be in control. Rather than what happens right now for you, it's very much a chuck it in and hope it works out kind of mentality, I think. All right, my bud. I hope you're encouraged by this. I hope you're not too discouraged. I
Oh no, absolutely not. I warrant this. I've been warranting this kind of criticism, this feedback.
yeah,
So it's not discouraging. It's help.
good.
I'm getting instruction from somebody who is better than I am, who's trying to help me out. So
Yeah,
I
good.
accept it openly.
Okay. All right, good. Yeah. Hey, man, I
And
really,
and again, I'm gonna be harder on myself than you could probably ever be.
okay. Yeah. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, so take those things to heart. I mean, those three things as far as practicing goes, really like I think that's priority. Got to be able to really hone those things in the next few weeks especially. And honestly try to retrain. It's a little bit of retraining the brain and the mentality here from what you've been doing for the last 3+ years to kind of getting you on a different trajectory at this point. That's what I think. That's what we need to see happen. Okay. All right, my
I
man.
appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
10-4.
You got it. And right now, this has been a big day and lots going on. So if you do happen to try and beat your time again without all the lights and the eyeballs, let us know if you do beat your time in Discord. That would be great. Speaking of Discord, you have now been awarded the role of Learn with Lead guest, which gets you access now to the Learn with Lead bumper stickers. Big thanks to Joe Collins for making these for us. And let me
Thank you,
get
Joe.
let me get that for you right now. 74. You are the 74th Learn with Lead guest, my man. Almost a 75. 23. Chaos. Oops, that wasn't that. There we go. Very cool. All right, you are set. And do we have a trophy from the wonderful, the marvelous BL? Tires will last longer. Yep. Don't let one little mistake throw you off. Don't dwell on the mistake. Concentrate on the next setup. Yeah, good. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Speedy.
Appreciate you.
I enjoy.
Awesome attitude. Great stuff, Kiwi. Thank you, man. Oops, that was the wrong thing. All right,
Sick.
let's check it out together. Ooh. Oh, this isn't right. There we go. I had the wrong button going on there. Here we are. Chaos, learn with lead. There's your R34, sir. That's beautiful.
I love it. That was awesome. That
On
was
the
awesome,
motorcycle.
BL.
Oh my goodness. That is,
If she went out, that's awesome. You did a great job on that. Thank you so much.
but yeah, it's beautiful. Chaos has a moving
That
story. He's not top on his friends list anymore. Can I learn with lead? Help him. I want to love on his little girl and sit her on my lap and read her a story. And you know my mom would. She definitely would. Oh, you wanna melt my mom's heart? Just put a little baby or a young kid in with her. She is the ultimate grandma, ultimate mom. She's amazing.
heck yeah.
That's
I
beautiful.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's very beautiful.
It is
You
beautiful.
actually listen to the conversation.
Very closely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you, BL. That's beautiful. Well, that's yours. I know a lot of people they do grab those and like use them for wallpapers on their desktops and phones and stuff. So feel free to use that however you like as well there, Chaos. Okay, my friend. Well, that's gonna end the session for today. You were awesome, dude. You put in some serious work this week. And I really think there's good stuff in your future. It's coming. It's gonna take a bit to undo some of this, but it's on its way, my good bud. Keep up the good fight, okay?
I appreciate it, Led. Thank you very much, and thank you, chat, for dealing with my mistakes.
You're welcome. Our chat was awesome. They cheered you on the whole time. It was great. It was really great. All right, my
And
folks.
as I told you, you were doing an amazing job.
Thank
Community
you.
is growing in saturated field.
I
So
appreciate
I
you
appreciate
guys.
what you do.
You guys being willing to come on for these sessions. It's what's made the honestly, it's what made this grow how it has. Honestly, it's a huge impact, huge part of why the channel is successful is because you guys are willing to go out on a limb and do these with us, man.
Oh, rock on, buddy. Then I will let you guys know how things go. Keep you posted,
Yeah.
and I'll see you guys in Discord.
Yeah, don't be shy on Discord. Let us know if you still got questions, if you want to put up a little replay of something that happened. I know you like to lurk in the background and you're always learning and lurking, but yeah, feel free to interact with us, man. We love you, bud. You have a good one, okay?
You have a good one too. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye now. We'll see you
Thank you.
soon.
Again, thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, little check-in with the wonderful Drive Me to the Library. That was some good stuff, man. That was some awesome stuff. Hey there, Ghost. Oh, you're working today, huh? Ghost Metal? Two are both teenagers, yeah. I'm about to have, oh, nuts. I'm about to have 3 teenagers at one time. What's that about? That'll be next year. Yeah. 3 of my 4 kids will be teenagers. Stupid. Oh, I did work that time. Wonderful. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get one race in, I think is the plan. Before we call it here. Want a little bit of redemption. Now the question is, think I'm going to try not the NSX. I'm going to try the, excuse me. I'm going to try the GT here. I'm going to try the Citroen. Excuse me. Great to see you, Yost. Before I do that, let me get one more cough drop in me. No, I'm not going to do the Swift. No. I will die. Don't beat your time. I've almost caught up. No, I'm not going to try and beat my time. Sorry, DK. Now, just a little race pace exercise here. Hang on. Turn up the... That's pretty high already. There we go. Still quite quiet to me, though. Yeah, so we'll do this 3 o'clock race. See if I can get a good finish. Now, make this louder. It's not going to work. Hang on. It sounds obnoxiously French. Oh, this was just lower, looks like. Okay, weird. There we go. Got my kids using my stuff. I mess with stuff. I'll throw a couple baguettes out the window just to throw off other drivers. I could do that. Yeah, I tried with the NSX. I had mixed results. I break for baguettes. The front end does not corner like the NSX, that's for sure. How does she handle the death chicane? Not too shabby. Excuse me. Alright, it was okay. I do think with a few more laps here, I'll get the feel of it. Turns better with fuel. Okay. Oops. Yeah, the Swift is crazy on tires. LG taught me about that. It was wild. Shouldn't be like that, but it is quite good. A little early to second. If second was even needed. Might not have even been needed. Good to know. Yeah, right. Which kind of doesn't make sense. Both have engines in the front. Both front wheel drive. How can they be so different? Not building consistency by doing that. Well, LSD, interesting thought. Ooh, I see why people can take that so well in this car. That was good. That was close. Oh, love that rotation on exit. Was good. Starting to feel it, I think, Bren. Starting to feel it. LSD. Limited slip differential. That's what we're talking about. Little bonky on the wall. That's a decent lap coming up. Nice. I like that I could do that again. It's good. Whee! No bonky on the wall that time. Now we gain time. There, that's what I've been looking for, was 68, 69 at the apex. Of course, we lost it on exit, but still. $47.4 for optimal. It's okay. Whee! Okay. See how it goes. See where we start. Where are we on the grid here? El primero. All right, we're going to start on the mediums then. Taking too much curb on apex or exit there, Kiwi? Or both? Was it both? Is that the Tiago? Both. Okay. Yeah, it's tough because on many tracks, you'd want to do that, right? You'd want to take as much of the apex as the game allows you to. But in a track like this, where the curbs are just diabolical, dangerous if you're not consistent. Yeah. That'd have been a terrible way to start. Hey, Polly Mazda, good to see you, man. Scale losing the car. Yeah, that was a special one there, BL. You did awesome with that. My goodness. Okay, lots of people going in now. Who is it? Tyler and Scale were both on hards. Okay, that'll be interesting to see what happens there with them. Second and third turn, yes. Oh, that was way overslowed and messed up. All right, I need to focus here. Look at chat only on straights. Thanks, Led. Excuse me. I did, which is crazy because Steven and I were just talking about him on the last Learn with Led. And yeah, he's goner. It's incredible. $43, was he? 40s for sure. All right, we need to clean this up. We need some stellar times here. .41 was it? Yeah. All I heard was some illness that he did not make it from. They didn't. If they disclosed what it was, I haven't heard that yet. Excuse me. Sepsis from severe pneumonia. Man, that's incredible. He had to have waited a long time or something to see a doctor. That is sad. Wow, he was still racing, right? Scale with a 48.1. Is that right, Blank? Could have been better. This car's third gear is ridiculous. Oh, didn't even need to hit that. Well, we're in the front, trying to maintain decent pace. Scale just put up a 47.9. His pace is faster than mine so far, I think. Slip. Sure. That's a good point. We don't have any of. But I'm definitely making silly errors too. Hey there, Alan B. Brown. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. A future Learn with Lead guest is Alan B. Brown. Next week, I think, right? I don't have the list in front of me. Next victim? He's not a victim. I don't know. No concrete plans at the moment. It might be one of these Learn with Leads, though. After Learn with Lead in the future, we might do it then. Turin with a 7.3. My gosh. Yeah, I'm not as fast as I was able to be in the NSX. So far, at least. That kind of makes sense. You like that? I'm glad you enjoy that, Kiwi. Yeah, we'll do it some more. It's all a matter of what's going on in life. What was it, Brands, I think? You and I were really close. I will say it feels very nice through the chicane. Someone in chat says he's going to give me slipstream. Why? Who was it? I can't. It happened so fast on the chat. I'm not sure who it was that said that. Right, but there's no one else around right now, so I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on. Guess we'll find out maybe later. D. Rodriguez. Hit the ball. Nice Kiwi, yeah. That little portion right there is something else. Definitely can experiment with a lot of weight transfer there. How the car moves, woo. Yuck, 49.3. All right, we got to pit this lap. Okay, this might be our guy who's going to give us slipstream. He's a back marker. Maybe this is who it is. It is super complex and risky as well. Ooh, scales 23 seconds. I think I got him. If I don't make any mistakes, I think I stay out in front of him. Ah, little bonk. Oh, and he hasn't pit yet either. Excuse me. Air scale comes around the corner, up the hill. Yeah, we got him. Plenty of space, I think, even after this straight here. Yep. Very cool. I I don't even think we would need Mr. Rodriguez's slip. We'll take it anyway, though. We're on the hards, though. Scale's on the mediums, so there is that. I messed it up. On the last time, the stinking death chicane got me. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Hey, Rally Rob. Good to see you, man. No, you're not unsubbing just for that there, Curry Kiwi? What do you say, we try again? We'll do one more. Yep, it's Rally Rab's fault, actually. That's what we take away from this. 100% Rally Rob's fault. Could have been, yeah. It's weird because, like, the guy is there, but ghosted, so it's almost like... So maybe a combination of dirty air and on the hard tires for the first time in that car as well. You'll take full credit for it. All right. Done. All right, let's see if we can build off of that. See if I can drop this pace a little bit better. Oh, it's green. Yeah, that's a good point. There we go. Five more 440 burger, Rob says. Anybody watching that hasn't given it a like? If you missed the session with Chaos, it was not Chaos Drew, a different Chaos. Chaos with a K. You missed a good one. It was a really, I mean, first of all, getting to know him, and he has a hard story. Tough situation he's in. Thank you, Yost. Do recommend you checking it out a little bit, at least to hear his story. It's quite wild. Cool. We messed up enough to not get a victory last time. Maybe we can sneak a victory in this time. Excuse me. Sorry. Too shabby. All right. Let's see where we are. First again or no? Nope. Second. I think we'll still start on mediums. I did it in the Atenza. Yeah, so I put the time up with the Atenza, then I raced with the NSX on Tuesday. Had mixed results, so I'm doing the Citroen today. I'm trying to get a couple redemption races in, if you know what I mean. You've been in the Lambo. Nice. Phil Ness, good to see you, friend. Last race of the day. Had a pretty sweet Learn with Lead session with Chaos. Phil is a member of the Stud Club for 10 months. That's a lot of studliness, everybody. Throw out a stud for Phil Ness, please. Well, I don't know. I don't know if this guy's on mediums or not. We're gonna treat it like he's not. And just go for it. Whoa! He gifted 5 memberships. That's more studliness. Oh, thank you, Phil. You're too kind, bud. Throw up some more stud emojis for Phil, everyone. Rally Rob dropped one too. Oh, nice. Great shot, great catch. And Kiwi, no kidding. You're green. Mega green. Okay, Carbon's not in yet, but Scale and Tyler, they're probably all on one on the hards, yep. We do appreciate you, Phil. Means a lot, man. Oh, thank you, Rowdy Rob. You're too kind. Appreciate you. More stud on membership, but love nonetheless. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, bud. Means a lot. Rally Rob's a stud if there ever was one. More stud emojis, everybody. And a whole bunch more of you can now do it. Rob, give yourself a stud emoji if you want. It's not weird. Carbon got knocked back somehow. That's a lot of studs. It's a lot of super studs, actually, is what that is. I'll do that. It's not weird. Trust me. That is some choo-choo right there. Carbon was on hards. All those guys were on hards. Okay. Messed that up. Good and proper. Yeah, on the Learn with Lead, we talked a lot about turn 1. It was a big trouble for Kaos as well. They made a mistake. We benefit. Hacked. Oh, man. Ah, it's awful. You know, if people like hackers, because they're smart, right? If they could just put their efforts into some good instead of the bad, this would be a great place. Or at least a better place. Excuse me. That was a bit slow. Is that right? Toasty out there, huh? Man. Little tap on the wall, no good. Yeesh. Slow. There we go. Now we get him to bump draft me. Let's go. What are we confused about up there? BL's my mom. BL married an Australian man. She lives part-time in Australia. I'm in the US. Why? Come on, Sam, give me the slip. I have 2.5 laps to go. Okay, a couple of these guys might go in. No, they did not. Okay. I have the slipstream. Why are you trying this? I don't think Mikey Mike's the smartest, maybe? I don't know. Oh, that was close. That was very, very close. Intense race. I love it. Okay, people are just coming around. We got Scale, Lumpty, and Tyler together, looks like. Oh man, this is gonna be quite the mishmash at the end here. Oh, never mind. Those three got it fair and square. Their pace was just overall better. Maybe because somebody kept wanting to battle for the longest time, Samuel. Short-term vision does not produce long-term results. Yeah, lots faster. Scale is 5 seconds plus ahead of us. Oh, nuts. Just not enough real estate. Oh well. Still pretty positive finish. Entertaining race. Ah. Yeah, if Samuel had caught us and decided to work together immediately, I think we could have been in that mix for the podium there at the end, but instead he wanted to keep going for passes that just weren't there. And I wasn't even like hard defending either on his attempts. I was still on the outside. I was just gonna see if I could hold it on the outside, and I did. More than twice, I think. But it's okay. Good stuff. Better than some of the finishes from Tuesday night, that's for sure. All right, my folks, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to head out of here. We will do the typical Monday. Well, Monday might not be typical. Monday is Memorial Day here in the U.S. I have the day off. Sorry. So I have to decide. I want to do a daytime stream during the week. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that Monday or Tuesday, or if I'll just keep them both Monday evening, Tuesday evening. I'm not sure what I'll do yet. But we'll see. We'll see what turns up. You'll see once I make it public. You'll see when it's scheduled for. But we're still on Monday. We'll still check out the new dailies. What do we got? I saw Deep Forest and Watkins Glen, I think. So Group 3 or Group 1 in either of those, probably. Maybe, probably. That'll be good stuff. Did we get a 40 burger? That's a 40 burger for the finish. Thank you so much. That's great stuff. Oh, you got it. Beecham got his t-shirt, his sticker, and his lead pencil Lego rig. I'm so glad you got it, man. Sorry it took forever to get it to you. We don't... You still hear me? What are you talking about? You still see me? So yeah, we'll check them out. We'll do the lap guides. We'll do the practicing. We'll get a couple races in. We'll have a good time. That's what we normally do. That's what we do around here, right? Good stuff, folks. Love you all like crazy. Thank you for the support today. You continue to blow me away. Stream after stream. Awesome, Beecham. Good stuff, man. Yep. Love you like crazy. Nothing you do to change my mind. So, yeah, just stop. Don't even try. Okay? See you guys in a couple days. Bye.